Hey, it's Joe Amoya, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Got a very important question for you. And that question is, are you alone or are you feeling lonely? See, if you're like most of the members of our GPS for Love community, you're one of those two things. Now, I know you're probably sitting there and go, Joe, but aren't they the same thing? And my answer is no, they're absolutely not the same thing. There's a big difference between the two. So, here at GPSforlove.com, we're all about getting to the truth and understanding how things really work in our life. So let's start by understanding what the difference is. So what is being alone? Being alone is simply not having someone to share your life with. And being lonely is the emotional experience that you get by not having an emotional connection with someone. See, you could be in a relationship with someone and still feel lonely. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was in a relationship for 3 years where I was engaged to him, and I never felt more lonely than I did in that relationship. It was absolutely horrible. And conversely, when I got out of it, I realized that, you know what? Now I'm alone. I don't have that special someone anymore. And what I did is I started putting myself out there and I started connecting with different people, because at that point I wasn't looking to just jump into any relationship. I didn't want to be, one of those individuals who was afraid of being alone. And so I needed someone in my life, because that's one of the reasons why I got into a bad relationship, because we're all wired to love and to be loved. And because of that, we have such an intense desire in our hearts to be connected with other people that we try and jump into the wrong relationship for the wrong reasons to get that need met, need filled. And so that's exactly what I didn't want to do. I believe in learning from your mistakes. So I realized that, what, now I'm lonely. All my friends were engaged or married, and, they had their own lives, and I couldn't hang out with them the way I used to. Times had changed. So I was like, you know what, I got to go find people that I can connect with. And I started by doing the things that I loved. I was big into sports. I was big into cycling, and I went and started doing those things. I was always into personal growth and development, so I joined a course called the Course in Miracles, and I wound up connecting with other people who are on that same level. And I really created some great friendships, some of which I still have today, and that was over, 17, 18 years ago. So it filled up my need, my void, where I was feeling lonely. And I didn't feel lonely anymore. And so that's, what the purpose of this video is for, is to really take a look back and say, am I feeling alone simply because I really don't have people to share my life with, you know, or am I feeling lonely because I'm missing that deep and emotional connection? Because I promise you this, if you're feeling lonely and you get out there and you start connecting with other people, then you're going to start feeling better. You're not going to feel as lonely anymore because you're going to start getting those connections. Because see, whether you believe it or not, there are different levels of emotional connection, but you can fulfill a lot of it by connecting with other people. So this is kind of how it works. Let's say you're feeling lonely. You don't have people to share your life with, and you think that you need that special someone to fill that void. Well, then you go out and you start meeting other people and you start connecting with them. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, you know what? I don't feel as bad. It's like, I have people in my life. I have things to do. I'm not sitting around feeling sorry for myself. And you might have moments of it where, hey, I wish I had someone special to share my life with, but you're not focusing on that anymore because you're too busy living your life. And what's really cool about that is that will put you in a different energy state. Because I can tell you as a guy, if we see women who are just lonely and just want any guy to fill up their void, then you know what? That's not attractive to us. We don't want to be with someone who just will take any guy who comes along. We're looking for that special person who says, you know what? I'm not going to jump into a relationship. I don't want to be with any man. I want to be with the right man. Are you him? That's so much more attractive to us as men. Those are the kind of women that we commit our lives to. So here's a little mirror time for you today. I want you to step back and ask yourself, am I alone? Am I lonely? And really identify which one it is. And if you're feeling one or both, say, what can I do to start connecting with other people? What can I do to start filling up that void so that I'm not sitting around focusing on how bad it is and how lonely I feel? What can I do to fill that up so that I feel excited, that I feel more alive, I feel more positive? And I promise you, if you do that and you, and you start taking action, you're going to see some really cool things. And most importantly, you're just going to start feeling better, because that's really what it's all about. So I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Are you alone? Are you lonely? Are you both? And what do you need to do? Go ahead, put it in the comment section below. And if you have any other questions or feedback, as always, I'd love to hear from you. Honor and privilege. I'll see you next time. Much love.